begin with some dog and cat tilts. Come onto your hands and knees. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Begin with the dog tilt. Drop your belly towards the floor. Lift your chin up. Lift your tailbone up. Cat tilt. Separate your shoulder blades. Tuck the tailbone under, chin to chest. Inhale, dog tilt. Pull your chest away from your tailbone. Exhale, cat tilt. Really push through your hands and knees. Hollow the belly. One more of each. Inhale, dog tilt. Separate your collarbones away from one another. Exhale, cat tilt. Separate your shoulder blades from one another. Come back to center. Slowly slide your knees back just a little bit and lower your belly all the way down to the floor for Cobra. Hands just outside your shoulders. Press into the tops of your feet. Press into your two hands and lift your chest up off the floor, just to the bottom of the rib cage. Use your hands to pull your chest away from your hips and push the crown of your head away from your shoulders. Take another deep breath in. Slowly lower down. We're going to open up the chest with a scorpion stretch. Tee open your arms to the height of your shoulders. Bend your left elbow and bring your tented fingertips of your left hand to the outside of your left shoulder. Press into your left hand to lift your left leg up off the floor. Bend your upper knee and bring your left foot to the outside of your right leg. Look over towards your left hand and gently roll your left hip up over your right hip to open up the right hand side of your chest. Slowly come back through center, and you're going to switch sides. Bring your head to neutral. Tee open your left arm. Bend your right elbow. Bring tented fingertips of your right hand to the outside of your right shoulder. Press into your right hand to lift your right leg up and over. Drop your right foot behind your left leg. Gaze towards your right hand and breathe. Roll your right hip up over that left hip. Open up the left shoulder and the left side of your chest. Slowly come back to center, head to neutral. Upward facing dog. Bring your hands towards your lower rib cage. Press down into the tops of your feet. Lift your chest, hips, and thighs up off the floor. Unlock your elbows. Pull your chest away from your hips. Separate your collarbones. Maybe look up. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Roll over your toes. Step your feet together. Lift your right leg to the ceiling. Bend your upper knee and peel your hips open. Flex your upper foot and fan out your toes. Keep your shoulders square to the floor. With your elbows bent, just a little bit, press the middle of your chest towards your standing thigh. Lift that upper leg a little higher. Breathe in. Crescent lunge. Sweep your right foot to your right hand. Reach your arms up overhead. We're going to open up the heart. Goalpost open your arms. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees. Draw your elbows forward and your shoulder blades together. Now press into your feet. Start to lift the middle of your chest up to the ceiling. Look up and start to arc back. You want to lean into that front foot. Separate your collarbones. Lift your chest up. Go back. Come to center. Knit your ribs into your belly. Reach your arms straight up. Breathe in. Sweep your arms down to the mat. Downward facing dog. Let's switch sides. Lift your left leg to the ceiling. Breathe in. Bend your upper knee. Peel open. Press the center of your chest towards that standing thigh. Lift that upper knee a little higher. Take a deep breath in. Sweep your left foot to your left hand. Crescent lunge. Lift that back heel up off the floor. Arms sweep up overhead. Rotate your palms to face forward. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees and start to go up and back. You want to use your back foot to shift you into your front foot. Use your front foot to help lift your chest up higher. Go up and back. Breathe in. Slowly come back to center. Knit your ribs into your belly. Sweep your arms up to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Big arms sweep. Hands down to the mat. Step back. Downward facing dog. Let's layer on. Lift your right leg to the ceiling. Breathe in. Bend your knee. Peel open. You've been here, but this time, flip your dog. Press into your right hand and flip over, both feet to the floor. Feet parallel to one another. Press your knees towards the back edge of your mat and sweep your right arm towards the top edge of your mat. Lengthen your body and separate your collarbones. Take a deep breath in. Three-legged dog. Right leg back up to the ceiling. Fallen triangle. Draw your right knee to your chest. Extend your right leg towards your left hand. Drop your back heel towards the middle of your mat and sweep your left hand to the ceiling. You want to peel your chest open towards the sky. Separate your collarbones. Press down into your one hand, 2 feet. Elevate your hips a little higher. Downward facing dog. 3-legged dog, left leg lifts. Breathe in. Bend your knee, peel open. Flip your dog. Slowly bring your upper foot to the floor. Feet hips width apart, parallel to one another. Press your knees towards your toes. Reach your upper arm towards the top edge of your mat and separate those collarbones. Press into all 3 points, touching the floor. Elevate your whole body. Breathe in. 3-legged dog, left leg lifts to the sky. Lengthen as you breathe in. Triangle. Draw your left knee to your chest and extend your left foot towards your right hand. Drop your back heel to the middle of your mat and reach your right arm up to the ceiling and then sweep it towards the top edge of your mat. Separate those collarbones, press into your feet, elevate your hips, breathe in. Downward facing dog. 3-legged dog, lift your right leg to the ceiling, breathe in. Warrior 1, step your right foot to your right thumb, drop your back heel to the middle of your mat, sweep your arms up. Humble warrior, interlace your hands behind your low back, pull your arms low, separate your collarbones, breathe in. Drop your chest to the inside of your front thigh. Keep reaching your bound hands towards the back edge of your mat. Push the crown of your head towards the top edge of your mat. Now let's play. Lift your back heel up off the floor, shift your weight into your front foot, and float your back leg right up off the floor into a bound airplane. Press into your standing foot. Draw your bound hands down towards your tailbone and stand all the way up. Draw your upper knee to the height of your hip. Dancer, extend your right arm to the ceiling and externally rotate your left arm in the shoulder socket. Grab the inside of your left ankle with your left hand. Begin to hinge, kick your upper shin to the wall behind you as you lean your chest towards the wall in front of you. Separate those collarbones, shoulder blades slide together, and knit your ribs into your belly. Kick back and up a little more, open up your chest, and slowly return your upper foot to meet your bottom foot. Extended mountain, breathe in. Swan dive to forward fold. Halfway lift. Downward facing dog. Lift your left leg to the ceiling, 3-legged dog, breathe in. Warrior 1, step your left foot to your left thumb. Drop your back heel to the middle of your mat. Sweep your arms up, breathe in. Humble warrior, interlace your hands behind your low back. Draw your lower belly in towards the spine. And hinge, drop your chest to the inside of your front thigh. Reach your bound arms towards the back edge of your mat and open up that chest. Press down into your feet. Push the crown of your head to the front of the room. Lift your back heel up off the floor, shift your weight into your front foot, and fly. Float your back foot up off the floor to bound airplane. Draw your bound hands towards the tailbone, press into your standing foot, and stand all the way up. Draw your upper knee to the height of your hip. Dancer, extend your left arm towards the ceiling, externally rotate your right arm in the shoulder socket, grab the inside of your right ankle, and hinge. Softness in your standing knee. Kick your upper shin back as you lean your chest forward. You want to try to square your shoulders to the wall in front of you. Draw your right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Knit the ribs into the belly, breathe in. Extended mountain, both feet to the floor, arms up, inhale. Swan dive down, forward fold, drop your head towards the floor. Halfway lift, breathe in. Downward facing dog, breathe out. Slowly come all the way down to your belly. Roll out to a high plank and lower down. Let's come into that scorpion pose again. Tee open your arms to the height of your shoulders. On tented fingertips, bring your left hand to your left shoulder. Bend your left knee and push into your left hand to reach that left foot up and over the right leg. See if you can plant your left foot flat down to the floor. Now to increase the intensity of this stretch, reach your left arm to the ceiling. Breathe. Slowly come back to center and you're going to switch sides. Bring your head to neutral, T open your left arm, and gaze over towards your right hand as you bring it to the outside of your right shoulder. Push into your right hand to lift your right leg up and over, drop your right foot towards flat to the outside of your left leg. Option to reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Peel that right hip up over the left hip, open up the chest a little deeper, and slowly come back down to neutral. Locust. Bring your arms by your sides, palms face the floor. Inhale and lift your chest and thighs right up off the floor. You're going to balance on your pelvis, your hip bones. Push the crown of your head away from your shoulders. Open up your chest and throat. Floor bow. Stay elevated. Bend your knees and grab the outsides of your ankles with your hands. Kick your shins back and up to peel your chest up off the floor a little more. Lean forward as you kick your shins back. Open up that chest. Breathe in. Slowly release and come down. We're going to do that one more time. Let go of your ankles and reset. Take a clearing breath in and out. Locust. On an inhale, lift up and balance on your pelvis. Draw the lower belly into the spine. Now stay on that balancing point right on your two hip bones. Floor bow. Bend your knees. Begin to grab your outer ankles with your hands and kick back and up. Stay on that balance point. Let your collarbones separate. Lean your chest forward as you kick your shins back. It's like you're picking yourself right up off the ground. And slowly release, come down. Upward facing dog. Press into the tops of your feet. Two hands next to your lower rib cage and lift. Lift your chin away from your chest just a little bit. Open up that throat. Separate your collarbones. Breathe in. Downward facing dog. Bridge. Step your feet between your hands and lie down on your back. Feet are hips width apart. Parallel to one another. Fingertips can graze your heels. Press down into your feet and elevate your hips. Push your thighs towards the top edge of your mat. And wiggle side to side. Get your shoulder blades together underneath you and bind your hands down towards the floor. Breathe your Ujjayi breath. Open up that chest. Open up the front side of your body. And slowly release your hands from underneath you and roll down one vertebrae at a time. Wheel. Take your hands a little wider than your shoulders. Fingertips face your heels. Press down into your hands and feet and lift up. Push your kneecaps forward towards the top edge of your mat, but keep your feet flat on the floor. Separate your collarbones and draw your shoulder blades together. Chin to chest, come all the way down. Take a deep breath in and out. You have one more. Palms flat down to the floor. Press into your hands and feet. Wheel. Lift back up. See if you can take your gaze between your hands. Slide those shoulder blades together. Uddiyana Bandha, belly pulls in. Bring your chin to your chest and slowly come down. Suta Baddha Konasana, Reclined Butterfly. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees wide. One hand to your heart space, one hand to your lower abdomen. Just let your spine land in neutral for a moment and breathe your Ujjayi breath. Slowly draw your knees together. Hug them into your chest. Cross your ankles and roll up to a sitting position. Downward facing dog. Plant your hands and step your feet back. Camel. Come down to your knees. Stack your shoulders over your hips, hips over your knees. One long line. You're going to bring your hands to your sacrum. Your fingers can spin up to face your shoulders as you draw your elbows together, or your fingers can face down towards the floor. Again, elbows towards one another. Your choice. Draw your lower belly into your hands as you press your hands into your low back. With that push and pull of your hands and low back, lift your chest straight up, draw your shoulder blades together, and start to arc back. Open up your chest. Keep drawing those elbows together and push your thighs forward. Notice the hips are stacked over the knees. Push forward with the thighs as your chest goes up and back. Maybe you look up, open up your throat. Draw your lower belly into the spine and slowly come up. Sit back towards your heels and take a few clearing breaths. It's a really good chest and throat opener. We're going to do it again. Option to come a little bit deeper this time. Slowly lift back up. Shoulders over hips over knees. Situate your hands on your sacrum. Pull the lower belly into your hands as you press your hands forward. Lift your chest up, separate those collarbones, and go up and back. Keep pushing your thighs forward. Option to reach back and grab your heels. You externally rotate arms and shoulders just like in dancer. Keep pushing your thighs forward and the middle of your chest up to the ceiling. It's up and forward to create that arc. Now as you push your thighs forward, slowly use your core and lift all the way back up. And rest. Drop your hips to your heels and breathe. Now we have one more, and I want you to know all of this is optional as we go deeper into this pose. We're going to go from camel to wheel. Slowly come back up. Situate your hands on your sacrum, fingers face up or down. Draw the lower belly into the spine. Push your thighs forward and draw your lower belly into your hands. Lift your chest up, separate those collarbones and start to go up and back with your chest. Keep pushing those thighs forward. And you might be able to go up and back so much that you reach your hands towards the floor behind your feet into wheel position. Fingers face your toes. Slowly, 1 foot at a time, you lift up into your wheel position. Collarbones separate, shoulder blades together. Lower belly draws into the spine. And you're pushing into your feet. Knees push forward. And now slowly, we're going to come back to camel. 1 foot at a time, draw your foot towards your hand and bring your knees down to the ground. 1 knee at a time, go nice and slow. Push those thighs forward, belly in, and slowly, 1 vertebrae at a time, come all the way back up. Hands to heart center. Downward facing dog, good work. Lengthen out that spine, press into your hands and feet. Step your feet to your hands. Fish. Come to a sitting position and extend your legs long out in front of you. You're going to sit on your hands, bringing your fingertips right underneath your sitting bones. Draw your elbows together and separate your collarbones. You may stay right here. Press down into your hands to lift the chest up as you open up, separating those collarbones, and press your heels forward. Breathe. Option to press into your hands and slowly roll down onto your elbows. Push your fingertips towards your heels. Drive down into those forearms, open up the chest, pull your sternum away from the tailbone. Option to draw your chin away from your chest and open up your throat. Breathe your Ujjayi breath. Squeeze the muscles in your legs. Slide the shoulder blades together. Press into your hands, lift your chest just a little bit higher. Bring your chin to your chest and slowly release. Press into your hands and sit all the way up. And slowly bend your knees and roll down onto your back. Suta Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of your feet together on the floor. Let your knees fall wide. 1 hand to your heart space, 1 hand to your lower abdomen. And let your body relax down towards the floor. Take a few cleansing breaths in and out. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your arms up overhead to the floor above your head. Place 1 hand on top of the other, palms open towards the ceiling. And just let your collarbones separate from one another. Let the muscles in your face relax. And feel the brand new space you've created in your heart center and in your throat. Slowly draw your knees together and roll over onto your right hand side, resting your right ear on your right upper arm. And press down into your left hand and slowly come up to a comfortable sitting position. Bring your hands to your knees and sit nice and tall. And just take another cleansing breath in and out.